Hello, everyone. I'm San, and you're listening to San's podcast. Right now, I'm editing a new video that's scheduled to go live tomorrow evening. Honestly, I've been quite diligent lately. I'm not sure why, maybe I just have a lot of energy I want to share with everyone. Don't forget to check out San's upcoming videos on San's channel. Life in Saigon these past few days, the pandemic is still very tense. Although my area is quite safe, San truly hopes that no matter where you are, you'll try your best to stay healthy. I hope we can all get through this difficult time together. These pandemic times have also felt a bit meaningful to me because the things I share are reaching more people. So many of you love San's podcast, and in just about 30 days since I started it, we've already hit nearly 200,000 listens. I think that's a huge number, especially since I've only released 5 or 6 episodes. I'm truly grateful to all of you. San is very happy, and I really hope that everything I share is meaningful and can help make your life a little lighter. Self-love and self-focus are always the messages San wants to convey to all of you through every piece of advice I offer. Today, while scrolling through TikTok, I'm sure you've all seen the discussion about washing dishes, right? It might sound a bit funny to talk about dishwashing, but it's actually a huge issue. I'm sure you understand what I mean. In every video where people express their opinions on dishwashing, there's so much debate, with everyone convinced they're right. Some say, men do the heavy lifting, so women should wash the dishes. Others argue that responsibilities should be shared, and women shouldn't be solely tied to dishwashing. Why do we have such conflicting views on this? Gender discrimination is nothing new. It's deeply ingrained in the subconscious of Vietnamese people, with so many stereotypes about what girls should be like and what boys should be like. When I was little, I was a strong-willed girl, not the ultra-feminine, gentle type. Honestly, even now, I'm still a strong-willed girl. I have excellent leadership abilities within me. Perhaps that's why I became a leader quite early, you know? San remembers being a leader throughout elementary, middle, and high school. I personally felt there was no problem with a girl being a class president or a boy being a class president, as long as whoever did it fulfilled their duties well. But I heard so many comments from people around me. Girls shouldn't be class presidents. A girl who's good at leading isn't good. Girls should always be gentle, feminine, and demure. Girls shouldn't study too hard. Honestly, those comments did affect me. When we don't yet know what we need or want, or don't fully understand ourselves, most of us are easily influenced by what others say. That made me think a lot because being a leader, a class president, isn't easy. It's like trying to please 100 families. You have to earn everyone's respect while maintaining good relationships, and that's not easy at all. But San believes that for leadership positions, men aren't necessarily better than women. It depends on each person's personality, not their gender, but on how tactful we are in our interactions and how empathetic we are with those around us. I loved being a class president, inspiring others, creating programs for everyone to participate in, and rallying people to do things together. I truly love being part of a collective and fostering good energy within it. So, when I was assigned the role of class president, I genuinely enjoyed it. And honestly, I could feel my influence on those around me even when I was still in school. It was like people would ask for my opinion first and always value what I said. So, I felt that in a leadership position like class president, I would try even harder to develop myself and help everyone create a beautiful community. Of course, I also received positive feedback from my homeroom teacher. She really liked me and always encouraged me whenever I felt overwhelmed managing a class with so many different personalities. But then there were quite a few adults who didn't give me compliments. In fact, they would mock my passion when I told them about the things I'd achieved. At that time, I was sad. I didn't fully grasp gender discrimination yet, because at home, being the youngest daughter, I was quite pampered, so there wasn't much discrimination within my family. But once I stepped out into society, I saw so many different gazes, so many different prejudices from people. And the older I got, the more clearly I recognized this. Many people tried to discourage me from pursuing my passions and dreams. But what President Ho Chi Minh once said, I will always remember. Only with independence and freedom can there be happiness. I have to walk my own path once I'm mature enough, pursue the work I love, and strive to earn my own living. That mindset began when I was a teenager and grew with me, so I'm quite sharp-edged and strong-willed. I always have goals and put all my effort into achieving them. But still, many people believe that a girl shouldn't live like that. They'd say a girl just needs to graduate from university and marry someone, preferably as soon as possible, because a girl's worth is defined by her husband. Honestly, hearing those statements now makes me laugh, but at that stage, I wavered a bit, because everything in society around us was already so heavy. Girls themselves are often very sensitive and vulnerable deep down, so hearing too many such words inevitably affects us. But of course, my upbringing taught me what I needed to do and how to do it. And clearly, we can't change society quickly. These prejudices have been with us for a very long time, and they're only gradually changing. We can't expect everyone to change quickly or immediately. Even now, in the Western world, a place far more civilized than ours, which no one can deny, they are more modern and civilized. Gender discrimination still hasn't been eradicated. I once heard a story about gender discrimination in the music industry. A woman shared that when a man achieves something successful, people say he has a strategy, a plan. But when a woman does something dedicatedly and ensures its success, people say she's calculating. This exists in many places, not just Vietnam. I've also watched many videos about feminism, and I listened intently to understand that, this isn't just a problem in one country, but a problem of society worldwide, where people just want to be treated fairly. San thinks that what we should do here is understand that prejudices won't disappear quickly. There will always be challenges. And honestly, it's not just girls who are exhausted, boys are also incredibly tired. San hasn't even mentioned the LGBTQ+ community yet. They also face many thoughts and pressures in life. So first, let's not try to change society. Let's not try to argue with each other. Each of us has our own individual thoughts. There are even girls who agree that they should only be in the kitchen, washing dishes, and waiting for their husbands to bring money home. Some girls agree with that, and they live happily. So, we shouldn't wish for everyone to think like us. We are not wrong for wanting to live and be treated fairly. We are not wrong for pursuing our passions and doing what we truly want in life to achieve the independent, free, and happy life we desire. We are not wrong about that. We don't need to try to change other people's minds. We should choose people who share our mindset. This is what's important. Just like in any large society, there are many different people. Your relatives, your family, casual acquaintances, close friends, and even complete strangers you've never met. But why do we care about those people? It's truly unnecessary. Going online and arguing with each other about something is really unnecessary. Why? Because they're not in your world. You two are entirely in two different worlds, so arguing is completely pointless. The one thing we need to do now is to welcome people with similar mindsets into our lives. San has always valued freedom and independence greatly. I would never let any prejudice about gender, appearance, background, or anything else make me want to back down. After passing through adolescence, starting university, and working, I went through many periods that made me think. But ultimately, I've always felt that if each of us isn't independent, we can't be happy. So, you can't say that a girl relying on a man is happiness. That's not happiness. Do you think being dependent on something and waiting for what others bring us can be happy? We live in a dependent position, and that's not happiness. When I look at the relationships around me, my friends who are married, or older people who have been married for a long time, I can clearly see how painful it is when a woman is dependent on a man. It's incredibly exhausting and painful. Relying solely on love in a relationship isn't enough, Do you think love will stay with us forever? What we truly need to do for this society to change for the better is for each of us, each girl, to live independently. Do what we need to do in life, disregard all others' prejudices. Just keep moving forward. Be ambitious, set goals, have a plan for our lives. Once you are independent, who dares to tell you what to do? Who dares to say anything? Truly. If you're financially dependent on your parents, you'll have to listen to them, abide by their rules. But once you become financially independent, and you can take care of your parents, give back to them, then your words will hold much more value because they see you're in control of your own life. So let's put it this way. I would never marry a man who isn't willing to wash dishes. When he lives alone, he has to take care of himself. Cook, do laundry, clean the house, wash dishes. So why, when married, should his wife have to do everything? Why, when she also goes out to earn money, takes care of children, and gives birth? Men always hope that when they come home tired from work, their wives will sweetly smile, embrace them, and encourage them. But have men ever asked themselves if they share responsibilities with their wives? Do they see her struggles? Do they feel the nights she stays up late and the mornings she wakes up early, bustling around with meals and housework? You men, have you ever asked yourselves these questions? You want too much but don't give. You want to be understood but don't understand others. What we end up with are pains, resentments, and breakups. It all comes from a lack of understanding. The number of men who can share household chores with women is rare, but those are the older generations of men. San believes that the future generations of men have changed a lot, and the important thing is that we choose partners with such progressive mindsets. Make it one of your criteria when marrying, that he'll be willing to wash dishes when you've cooked dinner. Life must be shared. Women shouldn't have to scramble to do everything, all the unseen chores around the house. Even when we go online, most of the time we see women teaching each other how to keep their husbands. San finds this mindset quite laughable. Why not let them keep you? And honestly, no one needs to keep anyone. Each of us lives independently, loves each other, lives responsibly, and cherishes each other. A relationship's bond depends on mutual understanding, sharing, and being there for each other. San doesn't think we should cling too tightly to a relationship. Everything should be in moderation. There should be independence, but also understanding and sharing. Perhaps we women are demeaning ourselves by asking such questions. Returning to the topic of traditional feasts that San mentioned at the beginning, which you've debated so much on TikTok, I'll share a bit about my own experience. In my hometown, it varies by area. I feel that in families where people show more love and share more, they help each other more. On my mother's side of the family, men do a lot of things, helping with everything, including washing dishes. But on some death anniversary feasts on my father's side, the men don't do anything at all. They just eat, and it's all women cooking and washing dishes. So San sees that it depends on the personality and awareness of the people in that group. It's not the same everywhere. And San feels that truly affectionate and mature men are willing to share with women, whether it's washing dishes, doing laundry, or cleaning the house. San finds the image of a man washing dishes and doing housework truly wonderful, genuinely attractive. Seriously, for me, I'm not looking for just a boyfriend, not someone just for fun conversations or youthful romance. I'm looking for a man to be the father of my children. A father who cares for his family, shares responsibilities with his wife. But of course, we can't expect that in a large group, like at a family feast in the countryside. We can't demand that, because those are generations older than us grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins. We can't change them. So just washing a few dishes isn't a problem. Just smile, enjoy, and see it as an opportunity to meet and chat with everyone. That's enough. For me, I only attend such large feasts once or twice a year. Sometimes, for relationships where you only meet occasionally, it's best to handle it gracefully and understandingly, no need to compete. However, if I were treated that way too often, I would limit my participation. Seriously, if I feel I go there and am not respected, or if the men don't help the women, or if someone says, "You're a girl, go wash the dishes," then next time I definitely won't be there. My family will send another representative. I won't participate, that's just my personality. I might meet them on other occasions without food, just to chat. But luckily, in my extended family, such situations are rare. Everyone still shares, so San doesn't feel it's too big of a problem. The most important thing is the people we live with, the people we interact with, the people we choose to have in our daily lives. This could be your boyfriend, boss, colleagues, friends, husband, all the people we meet and interact with regularly. If they disrespect you just because of your gender, then be ready to find someone else. You can be ready to find another job, ready to break up with him, ready to let go of a friend. I'm a man, so I do big things. Small tasks like washing dishes or doing laundry are not for me. If you can't even handle the small things, don't dream of doing great things. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Ultimately, there will never be a definitive answer to whether men should wash dishes or women should wash dishes. It's simply that if you cook, the person eating with you should wash the dishes. If someone cooks for you, then be willing to clean up and wash the dishes. It's that simple. The important thing here is mutual sharing. We should live with mutual consideration, I would never tolerate someone who expects me to cook and wash dishes every single day. If you are a boy, a man, listening to this podcast, how do you feel? As a girl myself, honestly, I don't want to compete with men in terms of power. I don't want to win against men. I think if we just try to compete with each other and constantly figure out who's better, there will be no happiness. There will only be exhaustion and sorrow. But when we understand each other and share a fair perspective, this world becomes so much better. San doesn't think a girl should have a weaker voice than a man. A girl still has the right to share everything she's passionate about, everything she loves, even if it relates to work, ambition, or money. She still has the right to speak up and be heard. San only hopes that all of us girls don't let any gender stereotypes make us feel that we shouldn't try, or shouldn't be ambitious, or shouldn't pursue the life we want. Don't rush into marriage with someone because of others' prejudices, accepting that our worth is defined by our husband. And as San has already said, I'm never in a rush to talk about marriage. The marriage relationship is extremely important, of course. The person I marry and build a future with is incredibly important. So I'm not in a hurry. I will not depend on a man because I know who I am and I will attract people who reflect that. If I'm not independent, self-reliant, if I don't build my own value, then I will only meet people who don't value me. We can't sit around waiting for fairy tales about princes and Cinderellas. Life now has to be realistic. We have to take control of our lives. When two people come together and decide to move in together, at that point, we can talk, we can share, to understand each other better, to improve together. None of us are perfect. The point is that we should always try our best to live the life we want and get married because we are ready, not because of what others say. Remember the very famous divorce of 2 billionaires in the world. It's truly laughable how many Vietnamese men commented that the billionaires divorced because the husbands had to wash dishes. Women should only do women's work, men should do men's work, that's how you have long-lasting happiness. Seriously, when I look at such model families, there is only pain, only the helplessness of women who are not allowed to speak up. Surely you don't want to live in a world where your voice isn't heard and you're not valued. So now, no matter what your gender, whether you are male or female or part of the LGBTQ+ community, build your value. Focus on your life and continuously improve yourself so that you can be free. When we are independent, both financially and mentally, we almost control everything around us. Focus on your value. Don't pay too much attention to prejudices and what society is building. Because you yourself can build a mini society of your own, where people recognize you, listen to you, share with you, and understand you. The most important thing is still to focus on yourself. We don't need to argue. All we need to do is focus on our lives, do our best, and never let ourselves depend on anyone. This is extremely important for us to live happily. Ultimately, it's not about who washes the dishes, but about living proactively. If someone doesn't appreciate it, then I'll cook meals for those who are more deserving. Thank you all very much. The topics of gender and prejudice will surely have much more to say, but San believes that every gender needs to be respected, listened to, understood, and treated fairly. And certainly, it will take us a lot more time to change the world, you know? We are just small beings, and sometimes we don't even need to change the world. By changing ourselves, we have already changed the world. Listen more to what I want to share on platforms like TikTok, Fanpage, Instagram. Goodbye to all 221,000 listeners until the next podcast episode. Bye-bye.